Somebody asked me recently, where did the idea come from doing 30 paintings in 30 days? To tell you the truth, it was kind of a spontaneous idea. When my wife and I were driving down the road one day, I thought, it's winter, and maybe I need a little motivation to do things rather than sit and watch YouTube or sit and watch the snow falling. So I thought, to get a little motivation, maybe I'll do 30 paintings in 30 days. And as some of you know, we have a lavender store, and that would give us 30 paintings and prints to put in the lavender store and show in the summer. That was the start of the idea. Goals can be a little scary, especially if they're too elaborate, too large. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." So I wanted my goal to be more than a wish, more than saying, oh, I'd really like to paint 30 paintings, or, wouldn't it be nice if? So just saying it out loud like that, I think it set it in my mind somehow to make it a little more concrete. Earl Nightingale said, "People with goals succeed because they know where they're going." So by setting that goal, I had a point of reference. Zig Ziglar said, "A goal properly set is halfway reached." Just by saying that and having those concrete words in my head, I felt like I was partially there. So the next step was to actually do it. So why do we set goals? Well, in my case, it was for betterment. It was to achieve something that I haven't achieved before, just to have a little personal fulfillment. Goals give you purpose and direction. They give you a focus, something to shoot for, just like soccer goals. In my case, I wanted to make my goals manageable. So rather than to do like an 8x10 painting or a larger painting, I decided on doing 5x7 paintings that were somewhat manageable, not get lost in a great big painting. The other thing I wanted was to make my goal measurable. On each painting, I turned them over and I wrote Lavender-1, Lavender-2, Lavender-3. With my goals, I didn't want to compare myself to anyone other than myself. I know there are people way better than I am. So goal setting is a way to take a great big daunting task and to break it up into smaller pieces, bite-sized pieces, so to speak. My goal is to just become better at the craft, better at what I do. In my case, it took 38 days to do 30 paintings. So I decided I wasn't going to stress about it, about doing one a day and sticking to that faithfully, because I knew that life happens and there are things that creep up and get in the way. For inspiration, I flipped through some of my old paintings, tried to see ones that I maybe wanted to go a little bit smaller with. I flipped through a notebook that I have of sketches, thought about that, I thought about different things that I could do there, and scrolled through Pinterest, pinned different paintings that I wanted to use as references and maybe to grab some ideas there. Other times I took a painting that I had done previously and thought, well, that one was kind of popular, so I'm going to recreate that in a 5x7 format. This one I really liked the concept of the lavender. I practiced with that and put a house that I grew up in the photo to make it to personalize it some. A few years ago I wrote a little story, a little children's story. I haven't done anything with it, but it was about Penny the Puffin. So of course I had to do my puffin theme, which I really enjoy doing so much. So I put Penny the Puffin in the lavender with the basket of lavender. So how did it go? Well, it actually took me 38 days to do 30 paintings. Did I achieve my goal exactly? No, but I did finish and I was happy about that. So in doing this project, it gave me a chance to practice different techniques that I hadn't done very much. Maybe I dabbled with a little bit, and one of those was using salt. On this painting, I got the wet paint in here and sprinkled salt on, and it drew it back, pulled it back, and gave a really interesting effect. And then when I was done, after that had dried and I'd brushed off the salt, I did a cutout of the birdhouse and the bluebird, and then I used a paint splatter to splatter speckles on, which works really good with lavender paint. So do you have any artistic goals that you want to do to make yourself a little bit better and to achieve something that you've wanted to achieve? Let me know in the comments below. As you learn and as you practice, I almost guarantee you'll get better. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, we're done. Okay, we're done. Come by the lavender store sometime in Newport, Maine, and you can see them hanging on the wall.